So, hi everyone, coming to you live from my bed, as I often do. These are my favourite ones. I don't know about you guys, but I love my bed. Right, so I've had a very peopling weekend when I didn't feel in the slightest bit like peopling. Yeah, okay, granted, I never do, but like really didn't. I've absolutely went through a huge rebirth. But again, I knew I was gonna, if you watch my shorts, I just got drawn an ego when I said that, an ego thing. And it's really funny because like I've got like there's a plumber coming to fix something this week, and their freaking thing's got the word eagle in it, like their company. I thought you can't make this shit up. And it's just there's been loads of eagle synchronicities, and it's funny. Like I mean, I do work with eagle medicine when I'm guided to. I'm literally getting drawn to everything to do an eagle around my room, and I've not got that many eagle things. So there's the eagle's basically the eagle is working with the twin flames to rise above the drama. That is what I'm feeling, because I do work with eagle medicine, but I don't usually go on about it all the time because I just work with different power animals for different types of things. But I can already tell with me saying that and all these synchronicities. So sorry if you're new to me, which the majority of people that watch me right now, you've been here a while and you know the jam. Everything that I'm saying from the minute you've decided to watch this, so thank you for joining us. I'm channeling, so just listen to all my wee stories that I go into. Although I have got something in the oven, so I'd like to try and wrap this up as within about 30 minutes, but if it goes over it's fine because it's not the end of the world, but I might just need to run off and turn the oven off. But we'll just see how we go. Right, so yeah, so basically if you're new, just read the spiel below, hang around and get to know me. But the gist of it is I'm always healing. My energy changes other people's energies. The light codes are being emitted through my voice when you're watching this, my hands, my energy in general. And I'm here to help you on the ascension process. And I have been doing for 7 years, but particularly the twin flames. So but if it helps you, it helps you. Right, so let's get into this. So I'm going to do a spread that's actually in this deck. And this is two, you might notice like this is actually two of the same deck together. So it'll be interesting if, doubler cards come out, but we'll just see. So I'm going to start with, so this is a collective reading for the twin flames. I'm going to do it like divine feminine, divine masculine. I usually always start with divine feminine energy and then divine masculine, but I'll just see when I start getting to it whether what I want to do. But I'm going to be just going through these key questions now. If you've seen me do this one before, right, I think they're so samey. I'm like, was there even any point? You'll see what I mean. But this is, I always feel this spread is brilliant for a Scorpio moon, definitely. A Scorpio full moon. I was just listening to see if that song was going to have some significance, but I think it's actually in another language, so I don't know what it's saying. So if anybody else speaks whatever that is, then you might know. But anyway, so interruptions, just try to stop us while we're doing our thing. So the first question is, so basically, yeah, Scorpio full moon, it's a rough ride, guys. What can I say? That's why I knew I was going to find it pretty tough, because I always usually do. I always find the Scorpio full moon so rough, actually, that I have to reschedule. Usually, actually, it's just cancel outright my Scorpio workshop with my membership, which I've had for years. So that's usually how rough it is. Now, I'm not doing that this time because I'm going to do it for them tomorrow, because it was only today, and I don't usually do my work on the weekends. I do this kind of work though, unfortunately, because when I'm guided to do something by the guide spirit, I have to do it. But I know it'll help me as well. But yeah, basically the gist that I'm getting at is that was a rough ride, right? Especially if you've got heavy Scorpio Pluto placements like I have. Yeah. And but we've all got an 8th house, we've all got Scorpio somewhere in our chart, it's, it's death, rebirth, it's transformation, it's transmuting energy. So I hope you just rested if you were really feeling the deep feels coming up for you there. It's a big time in the collective, lots of deception, lies, lots of shadow stuff coming up to the surface in your own life, like wherever you're running away from your own feelings or things you've needed to address, that'll be getting thrown in your face left, right and center for you to face it. If you're already sort of doing the deep inner work, then you may still had quite a rough ride. Like say, I'm forever doing that for myself and for other people, but I usually always do find it very intense. But yeah, you just got to, when you find it a bit more, you just got to look after yourself, and that's definitely what I've done. So, and like I said, it was just a bit, it was more just shit because I had like loads of social things on, and as nice as it is to do that, like I'm sorry, but I love my weekends when I've got nothing on and I don't need to do anything. Like it's, yeah, I like my alone time. So anyway, that's what I've had today. So I'll stop moaning. Right. So the heart of the sky. So I hope that what I'm saying, oh God, my hair's going everywhere. So I hope what I'm saying is, I hope if you had a rough ride that you've come out the other side of it, like the Phoenix rising. See the theme here? Right. So the first question is, the card in the south represents that which you need to let go of, that which needs to be shed. It's an old wound that you no longer need to define yourself by. So we're going to go with the Divine Feminine's card first. And I'll probably read them from the book. So that's what's quite good when I use that one. It's I don't need to channel as much, although I'm channeling the whole time. I'm not trying not to go off into the added bits because that's what makes it longer, but it'll be as long as it needs to be. I'm in, so if I sound, I'm in major chill mode, you know what I mean? So, but that's, like I said, it is what it is, basically. Right. Words that heal. It's so funny, there's a book up there. I always get drawn, I'm being drawn to something that says words that heal. And that is why I'm on here. It's like, it doesn't really matter if I'm tired, my words heal and people must need it. So it can heal me while it's at it as well. Right, so card in the south for the Divine Feminine Collective. I don't know, I'm slamming it like that, but we're just getting some aggression out. Boom. Okay. Does one want to just jump out? Do we want to just fly one out for the Divine Feminine Collective that's going to resonate with us? No, I'm going to pull one. The staff. Okay, so we've got the staff for the Divine Feminine, and I'm going to... Oh, we've got completion, was round the wrong way, so I'm going to take that for the Divine Masculine. So let's just go straight to reading these. So 52, this is where the Divine Feminine's at. This is what you no longer want to be defined by, an old wound that you no longer want to define yourself by. So again, if you're new around here, or if you forgot, I mean, if you're not new around here, surely you know how this goes by now. This can be for your own inner Divine Feminine, Divine Masculine, regardless of what gender you are. And or this could be in your twin flame connection. And again, it doesn't need to be that if you are a man and a woman, it doesn't need to be that the man is the Divine Masculine and the woman is Divine Feminine. For some people, it can be the other way around. Some days it may be the other way around. It's just, but generally, one, you'll lean more towards the other. And yeah, I think we all know that by now, right? So I can't believe we're going all that jazz. If it resonates, it resonates. If it doesn't, then just hang around for the banter. I don't know. So the staff is a symbol of authority. It holds the power to temper extremes. The staff helps you find the right course of action, the way of the middle, and aids you to maintain your balance after you begin walking in that direction. Moses carried a serpent staff, and remember, snakes are associated with Scorpio energy as well, very shamanic energy. That's why I do what I do. It's one of the main reasons, because I've got so much Scorpio, it's suited to my shamanic work. And this is feeling like the Kundalini stuff going on as well, you know, the strong sexual energy. Moses carried a serpent staff through the desert, and with it, he could summon the power of nature to heal or call plagues. The staff reminds you of the impermanence of all things, and that your authority must come from your deep longing to serve. This feels like shadow work for the divine feminines. It feels like, yeah, I'm going to read a wee bit more for add to that. You know how to flow easily between polarities, how to weigh all possibilities and instinctively select the right path. Trust your inner wisdom and to take the first step of your journey that your heart has already embarked upon. Use the power of the staff to unite what appears to be divided, to find that delicate balance of will and surrender. Yeah, it feels like what you no longer want to be defined by is, oh, how interesting, the separation of the twin flames. Like you those of you on the twin flame journey, divine feminine, you no longer want to be seen as the one that knows what's going on and your twin doesn't, because actually for the wave that most of the wave that I'm channeling from, you know, it's a few waves that will resonate with me, but definitely the ones that are towards the end of the process, it just isn't the case anymore. You know what I mean? It's like there's such a there's such a merging of the energies, and an understanding on both parts that that makes sense. That's what you no longer want to be defined as the one that gets this, and then there's one that doesn't. Obviously, divine feminine gets it, I would say, slightly more. For some twin flames, gets it slightly more or a lot more than the divine masculine. But again, I think it is just that kind of, don't be so sure about that. You know, like people can catch up pretty quickly, especially on these journeys when you're balancing out the energy. So what that means for you within yourself, is something's completing here, a process of balancing your own feminine and masculine energy, your own receptive, slowing down energy, and attracting, you know, empress mode, and your go, you know, that kind of keep going until you're knackered, productivity, honoring productivity, and kind of shaming resting, which does go on in the world still. You know, that's coming to an end. That there's a balance going on, you know. So it's kind of like, you know, what doesn't want to be what defined in this collective is men do the men things and women do the women things. That's the way it's coming to me, but I'm going to read the completion card now. Right, so 9 is endings. Scorpio can also be seen as endings too, because it's well, it's death and transformation, and 9 is also the hermit. And so I did start this video off by saying I wanted nothing more than to hermit, and I had a lot of stuff on. But to be fair, I actually did hermit for a good 3 days. I was in my bed, and then I had stuff on after that. But it's like, it wasn't like I just honestly needed to just totally rest. Right, so I wouldn't be surprised if, unfortunately, guys, I am a way short. So when I go through something and then I'm coming back to talk about it, it's usually because that's what people are going to go through after me. But some of you may have went through it at the same time. So just saying, and sometimes it can be weeks or months, sometimes years in advance. So, and we are only in the Scorpio full moon today. So, but confusingly, we're already in the Sag moon, which is why I'm feeling brighter and bubblier, because that is my moon. Anyway, so divine masculines are all things of a beginning, a middle, and an end. This is the nature of life, the seed, the flower, and the fruit, and all of human relationships. Completion suggests the fullness of the moment and the need to transform an old form into a new one. Yeah, so divine masculines are definitely, or your divine masculine energy is completing something. Something is coming to an end for something to begin. So it's like divine masculines no longer want to be defined by, oh, I do get that actually, by who they once were. So say, for instance, the divine masculines out there that were known for being a bit wild, or maybe not well, but like kind of player archetype that all divine masculines really seem to be associated with at some point in my experience of listening to lots of people. But whatever it is, if it doesn't have, if you happen to be someone that doesn't resonate, it's just whoever it was they were, there's somebody different now, and they don't want to be defined by that. So, by that person, or it could even be like, yeah, just anything that they've been wrapped up in with other people that they don't resonate with anymore. Like, and I feel it's quite a few people for divine masculine, just they're not associated with similar types of friends or whatever. And again, I think that actually goes for divine feminine as well. Just it's like it's like I actually said to somebody yesterday, like, I've changed so much in the last year. It's like how somebody would change in like 5 years. So it's like, you know, even people that I maybe haven't seen for a year or something, like I'm completely different. So I feel it's the same for divine masculines as well. So it says you've finished a cycle and there's no more growth or benefit from hanging on to the old. Yeah. So this feels like releasing karmic situations. In regard to relationships, it's time to honor what has been and find a new form for the future. And you've seen, you know what I mean, that came out of all of those cards. That was the one that was round the wrong way. In your ventures, it is time to reap your harvest. Completion is a time for celebration. It is the end of summer when the fruit is ripe. How interesting this is, like this, it's literally the start of summer and we got a card about the end of summer. Right, so I'm going to put it back. But what I'm getting from that is it's like both twins no longer want to be seen as whatever caused them pain in the past, actually. Yeah, that is what makes sense. It's like looking to a brighter future. And it's funny that I used the word brighter and bubblier, the sorcerer. So that says power to me, like empowerment. I just sort of leapt out. Oh, there's some round the wrong way. Wait a minute. Right. So, right. So the next one is the card in the West represents a part of you that needs to die. See what I mean? It's kind of similar. It's an old story that needs to be let go of so that you may find a new meaningful story for your life. And so the first card that jumps out, or I'm going to pick one, is Divine Feminine's card. And then the second one is Divine Masculine. So what do we need to know? What is the old story that needs to be let go? Find a new meaningful story. I feel it. Oh, Coyote. Interesting. It is Mercury retrograde, which I associate with the Coyote energy. Trickster energy. This is Mercury. This is very relevant, and this is actually extremely, that's scarily what I've experienced in the past week is fuckery, you know, like it's the Scorpio full moon. So we're in Sagittarius moon, right? But we're in the period of the Scorpio full moon eclipse because it was only in the early hours of this morning where I live. So for the next couple of days, I'm filming this on Sunday night. So for the next, you know, I would say 2 really 3 days, but I think it's going to last the whole week. There's going to be lots of big stuff coming out, you know, secrets that have been hidden, worldly stuff in personal lives, stuff coming to the surface. That could even be a good thing. It could be for twin flames. It could be like suppressed feelings coming up to the surface and more open communication for both twins. Like if you've been, it's kind of like if you've been lying to yourself or you've been kind of running away from deeper feelings, that'll come up to the surface. And so some days it could be you just dealing that with you alone. But for some people, it could be that if you've moved through that bit already, then it could be then you're ready to express your feelings to someone else. And for a lot of people, it will be your divine counterpart. But again, that's never just going to be a one-way thing. That's going to be both twins opening up to one another, which I know is absolutely going on. I had a client, it was really funny because I had no energy, but I had a client who may be watching this, had contacted me. And I wasn't looking at my messenger because I just had, do you know what I mean? Like I give out so much, and I'm doing that course right now too, which I'm loving. And we're all getting a lot from it, but it is a lot of energy. So because I just had a Zoom, and then it was just the next day I was wiped, and then I just I wasn't looking at my messages, but something just told me to do it. And I'm glad I did because it really was like really picked my energy up. Oh, I'm feeling a lot of heat in my head when I'm saying this. Gave me a laugh as well. So yeah, there's definitely twin flame unions happening. Right. So But this coyote energy, to get back to this, Scorpio full moon, Scorpio is your shadow. So, you know, you're not so nice side could be rearing its ugly head, or it might, you know, might not even be so much that, and it might just be parts that you don't love as much about yourself, or you're noticing that in other people, but really it should be a bit of both. But the thing is, it's like I always say, it's one of my favorite sayings, probably because I am wolf medicine, but we've all got that within us. It's just, you've got to be careful what wolf you feed. So, you know, it's about witnessing, observing, and then, yeah, just taking some time to yourself if like different sorts of things are annoying you. And normally it's not one person. What I find is it's not really one person. It's like a pattern or a behavior. Just keeps surfacing because it's to get your attention. So yeah, just be aware of that. Mercury retrograde causes a lot of trickery, fuckery, just folk annoying you. And you're kind of like, why is everyone actually getting on my tips? That's why, because it's the darker energies working through people to see if you're going to react. So you one step ahead, twin flames. Right. Oh, what cards jumped out for Divine Masculine? I knew that one was going to come out because it leapt out when I first started the live before I pressed record. The Heart of the Sky. So this is what's going on for Divine Masculine. So let's read these. So for Divine Feminine, the old story needs to be let go of, so you may find a meaningful story. Is anybody that's popping up from the past with Mercury retrograde, or situations that are popping up from the past that are annoying you, observe it, rise above it, lean on the ego medicine or whatever you want to have as your observer, but just kind of don't get too involved in it. Don't get pulled back into other people's shite, basically, where you just can't be bothered. And actually, that's not a coincidence. I was talking to a friend about that, and also a twin flame about that today, that it's just kind of like, who can be fucking arsed? You know what I mean? Seeing people are just causing drama out of nowhere, like, see you later, bye. You know, and if you are involved in drama, it's got to be worth it. You know what I mean? Like, anyway, so, right. Where were we? I'm going to read this. What number is this? 12. Just keeping an eye. My alarm might go off. I'm going to try and stop it before it goes off, but it's just so that I don't totally, you know, float off into the spirit world and burn my baked tatty. I know, I don't know why I'm eating at this time of night. I just have been so slow today. It was like, I've had lentil soup in that too. Don't worry, I'm eating all right. It's just, I thought that's not enough. Right, so, oh, do you know what I'm being guided to say though? See, if you are having days where, especially if you're having a bit of sadness coming up, or you're just overwhelmed or whatever about whatever, if you actually find that you can't eat, there's one of two things, right? That can quite simply be the ascension process, and our energies are changing so much that, yeah, you're not being led to eat as much. Or like, for instance, I was guided to give up coffee, and I'm going strong, guys, 2.5 weeks in. And I really do feel it is something to do with what I need for myself. I suspect it's probably actually to help my twin flame as well. It's whatever it is, I don't know, I don't think too much about it. I was just guided, you know, to lay off it. And then I'm going to go back to it in a couple of weeks, like, but just to be more sort of mindful. And but yeah, so things like that are going on. But also, I'm being guided to say, like, you know, that is a real thing. Like, you know, again, coming from a healer perspective, but this is more my trauma, you know, counseling stuff, is that it is a real thing. If you're finding that you know, you're too full to even eat, it's a real thing that you are actually full up on a whole load of feelings, and then it leads you to not want to eat. And so just be kind to yourself and be like, you know what I mean, like, give yourself a bit of time, a bit of rest, and you'll soon get your appetite back when you're meant to. Don't know who needed to hear that, but just in case you're kind of harshly judging yourself, that is a real thing. You can be full up on too many feelings. It's just kind of like that happens to me really once a week, but definitely when I'm doing a lot of intensive work with people, like the group I'm doing just now, when I've already got my membership group, when I've listened to like several people's deeper feelings all in a row. Like I do find I'm a bit full up on everyone else's stuff, and I just need to pull my energy right back. And that's what I needed to do there in the build up to this eclipse. So, right, so the coyote is a symbol of the sacred trickster, the one who provides detours for growth and understanding by ensuring that things don't go as planned. Basically, oh my God, I was about to use a really bad swear word. Yeah, basically, it's a really nippy energy. Nippy in Edinburgh means annoying for anyone else in other parts of the world. But yeah, it's just like, why the fucking fuck is this happening? You know what I mean? That's what that energy is. And that's what Mercury retrograde is. That's why I associate the coyote with Mercury retrograde right now. And it's in Gemini, right, which is the trickster, because Mercury rules Gemini. So this is a particularly fuckery Mercury retrograde. So yeah. Answers on a postcard, i.e. in the comments, if you're finding that too. we've got quite a while of it left. The coyote brings the energy of divine deception to set you free from the shackles of that which doesn't serve you. And again, a full moon's about releasing. Scorpio, the sign the full moon is in, is absolutely about releasing as well. Sometimes it appears that you will get everything you want, only to find that coyote brings you the opposite of what you hope for. The lessons offered by coyote may be at first appearing confusing, but they are most sacred and always for your highest good, right? So on a, what was I trying to say? On another note, that's true, because when I can think of things that triggered annoyance in me of late, it did seek me to, you know, observe and to take higher ground and be like, right, in the grand scale of things, am I going to let this annoy me for much longer? And the answer is no, it's not worth it. So it doesn't mean that you got to honor the feeling of being triggered or annoyed or angry, whatever it is that's annoying you, or the combination of things or people. But that's what being the observer's good about, you know. I mean, that's what's good. Sorry, I'm mixing up on, sorry, not sorry, I'm mixing up all my words. Total Mercury retrograde stuff going on. But it's like just taking a step back from the drama and being like, right, what am I learning from this? Or where's the miscommunication? Where's the misunderstandings? And also just what I always say at Mercury retrograde is other people aren't quite themselves, but neither are you. So that's where the miscommunication, the misunderstandings, and the arguments can come from. So when you can just sort of step back a little bit, you know, take yourself out the ring, out the equation. And when I say ring, it's because that's a counselling modality as well. It's basically like, you know, when someone's try to get a rise out you, or, you know, it's like stepping in the boxing ring, like just don't even step inside the ring, like don't even get involved, just take yourself right out of it where you can. So right, if coyote calls to you, this is a time to pay special attention to detours and disappointments as their true test of faith. And so that's what's happening in Divine Feminine. So it's rough, you know, and you can hear that like yeah, it's I've definitely heard that. You have set your intentions and turned them over to Great Spirit, yet you may find yourself lost and confused when it appears you're being led off course, off the path, leading to your most cherished dreams and desires. Remember this, coyote is a sacred trickster and may be leading you into challenges to ensure that you're ready to handle what you've set in motion. Great growth and understanding come to you when coyote calls your name. So again, it's your faith is being tested, but that's what's being tested is, are you going to allow yourself to be pulled into dramas that you would have before Divine Feminine energies? Or are you going to recognize what's happening and being like, actually, do you know what? This isn't worth it. So that'll be different things for different people. Right, 24. Let's see what old story Divine Masculines are wanting to let go of. I'm just going to go off. I'll just, when did I never can remember when I start these. I'll just put that for another. Yeah, put it that, shouldn't be too much longer. Right, so the heart of the sky is the love, force that made all creation possible. This same force is present when you create with originality, when you bring formlessness to form or inspired ideas to expression. Ah, wow, I love that, because what that is saying to me with what already channeled is that we're particularly, because this is on the divine masculine side, but this could be, like I say, if you're divine feminine, this could be you just taking action to speak your voice. But I feel this is talking about divine masculine collective is where you've had ideas and feelings of inside, and even you've suppressed them down, but they've come to the surface. It's like you're ready to bring those ideas into form. You're ready to express them to the wider world or to people in your life. The prime evil force does not know good or bad, and it's up to us to provide the clear intention that will guide it to manifest. So again, in order to speak your truth to someone, to the twin flame, for example, you've got to have the intention that you want to have that conversation. You want something good to come from it, I would imagine. But for that to manifest, you have to use your voice. Obviously, I'm stating the obvious, but it does need to be said. Because divine masculines, from what I've observed, regardless of gender, do tend to keep it all inside in their head, in their heart, and go into fantasy mode. And again, I've been there within my own energy, like it's when I've spoke about having all the ideas and the inspiration to run courses and different things that I'm guided to do, but never actually getting around to it, and then obviously I did, but I mean, I took years to get on with some of this stuff, and that was how long I was meant to take. Like I always say, I take the scenic route to, to make it interesting to come back and tell other people, but oh, that's hilarious. They just drew me up to a card in my room that says, do not go where the path may lead, go instead where there is no path and leave a trail. That's where I feel divine masculines are at right now, or divine feminine, divine masculine energy. It's like really wanting to do something different and unique in the world and not do it like anyone else does it. And it's kind of like, that's definitely strongly my energy. Like I've got Uranus conjunct my moon, so that's why I really pride myself on being not quite very unique in what I do, and that's the thing that irks me when it's when people try to be like you or copy you or all that kind of shit. It's just it's because your Uranus energy is all about being unique and being original, and that's what that card's talking of. So it kind of speaks that it could be, for whoever this is resonating for, it could be a bit of, oh yeah, that would make sense, a bit of that going on, like, a bit of kind of trickster energy, like things like that, annoyances coming up around anything in that kind of area. But I do feel as well it's like it's about basically whatever unique and original idea that you have that you want to share. It's not going to get out there if you don't take action on it. It kind of reminds me of my challenge, fuck it, let's go. And the thing that I always say, you know what I mean? It's like, fuck it, let's go. It's like, if you've had the idea, you've had the inspiration and you want to do it, then you have to do something about it, and nobody can do it for you. The heart of the sky helps us to call in beauty from the visible world and birth it into a world of matter. Yes, it really does feel it'll be interesting what cards come up next, but it really does feel like divine masculines are wanting to do something in a unique and original way. Either that could pertain to their work. Oh, pertain, posh word, Claire. But yeah, it could pertain to their work, or it could be talking about taking action towards the twin flame. It could be a wee bit of both. It'll be different for different people. Or again, if you're like not even at the part where you know who your twin flame is, or some people are not interested in that, it's just going on within yourself, make it fit for that. It's about you're focused on not allowing things like comparisons to other people or competition or anything like that. That's what things like that could be coming up to annoy you, or I was trying to think what else that could be. But yeah, basically it's about, don't allow things like that to deter. That means something though. I really couldn't get the words out. So again, this is about shit. That's so crazy. That is about someone not being able to get the words out, basically, you or your twin flame, or both of you to one another, depending on how much work you've done there and how ready you are. Because again, that's when some twin flames do keep coming together, going apart, coming apart, going together, it's because you weren't quite ready for that intensity yet. And then some twin flame parents have got like extremely intense connections that you really do have to be kept apart until it's the right time. But yes, this feels like it's actually quite a positive, like people have moved through a lot of big stuff. There's something unique and original wanting to be birthed through this twin flame collective. That's basically what I'm getting from this. So don't be deterred by things that are pissing you off. There we go. Both twins. Things that don't matter, you know what I mean? The heart of the sky brings you a sacred reminder. You're a channel for the original energy of creation. Become the paintbrush, the canvas, and the artist, all guided by the heart of the sky. Set your intention ethically and clearly and allow the universe to take care of the details. I love that, because something was said to me recently similar, and I'm just thinking of somebody that said that back to me as well, about, because that's one of the sessions that I do with people to bring things into form, and because I work with all different types of creatives, that's really quite interesting. Yeah, so it's like, don't allow the annoyances to distract you. Also, this could be karmic energies too, by the way. This could be past friends popping up, past lovers, people that haven't moved away from people they don't want to be with anymore, like whatever it is, people that aren't wanting you to move away from them, people that no longer serve you, but that you kind of actually, these people aren't good for me anymore. So whoever that is in your life, it's kind of like not allowing yourself to be distracted by that and knowing it's a test, and basically grabbing the paintbrush and painting the life you do want. Oh, that's really, I love that. Right. Okay, so that's and no longer wanting to hold on to an old story of who you once were. So see what I mean? Those questions are kind of similar. It's all about shedding. Right, so this is now the card in the north that represents the wisdom that you need to acquire. So the first card, if it comes out itself, is Divine Feminine. The next card is Divine Masculine. You've learned the lessons from the south and the west. What wisdom is ready to mature within you? What is your great medicine that you're ready to embrace? What are the deeply buried treasures that have become available to you? So it's a juicy one. What have we got for Divine Feminine? Divine Feminine for that one. Oh, the medicine wheel. So I'm going to take it that the medicine wheel. Wait a minute. I'm not going to look at. Yeah, what you don't know don't hurt you. That's funny. I don't normally do that, but there was too many cards came out. But I've not got time to read them all, right? So we'll just have to always wonder what they were. But I was going to take it like the first one's Divine Feminine, the next one's Divine Masculine, but there was two cards. So the next one's Divine Masculine, but that means something. What you don't know won't hurt you. Ooh, that's juicy, guys, because the Scorpio full moon unveils what's hidden, the secrets. So there's secrets. What you don't know won't hurt you. Secrets being revealed, or maybe secrets are staying buried. Is it your secrets? Is it your twins? Is it other people's secrets? I don't know. That's what came to me there, though. Right. So if people are imagining to keep secrets buried in a Scorpio full moon, it must be that's quite impressive, right? Because that is the full moon that gets to the bottom of things, as we're seeing in the world right now, I think, with many things going on, or we're about to, rather. Right. Divine Masculine's card is the next one. Divine Masculine's card for what I just read out. So actually, this is what I've went through in my own life. This is learning the lessons of the medicine wheel. you've went through, oh, that's interesting, because at the weekend someone was asking me what I do, which I'm the most awkwardest person ever when people ask me what that is, especially when they ask me what a shaman is. And it's funny because the person, someone was asking me, they were like, I was just saying, I was like, oh, I always go really awkward. And she was like, oh no, I think you answered it really well. And she was really interested in it. But I just basically described it as I've went through all the rings of fire, not literally, but I've basically pushed through all of my fears, or the ones that were stopping me the most, basically. And I was doing that whilst helping other people face their fears the whole time, the whole 7 years I've been online, and before that, helping people achieve really big things in their life while I was still stalling or scared or procrastinating with things me. But it's like I have pushed through so much of my fear to be where I am now. And that's why, I'm not going to let anyone stand in my way. You know what I mean? It's that's what it's all about, being brave. We didn't come here at this time on the planet to shine our light to dim it, you know what I'm saying? Or if you did dim it for a while, it's more than likely you dimmed it so that you could be talking about how you came to, not doing that anymore. I don't know. Whatever your story is. Right, so learning all the lessons of the medicine wheel. Right, so where's Divine Masculine's card? Come on, speak up. See how the energies reflect what's actually going on. Taking fucking ages to get the card. That's how some people feel about the journey. Like, where's this card? Where's this? Yeah, the ancient ones. But look, their new beginning is coming. Divine Masculine's new beginning is coming. You just got to be patient. And what's Mercury retrograde about? Being patient. I'm being guided to have a sneaky peek. Oh my God. That's why you should trust your intuition, guys. So I won't read them from the book, but right behind that one, on the bottom of the subconscious, at the bottom of the deck was the lower world. Right, so the lower world in shamanism, I think I will need to read that to explain to people. The lower world is where so it's like, look, it's like 31 and then 1. So to me, this is like the end of something, because that's like the end of a month and like the beginning of a month. So something might actually happen like that. Like something happens, say the 31st of May, and then something begins on the 1st of June. That could even be talking about people's unions or important conversations. I don't know. It could even be like ending a job, starting a job, because I was around someone that was talking about that recently. But either way, it's like I really do feel Divine Masculines have been in the lower world. And this is quite crazy synchronicities actually that are coming out with things that have come up in people's readings and stuff. There's stuff that's come up for myself as well. But it's I did sense that very recently, that like this week, like that many of the twin flame collective Divine Masculines have been in a very, what we'd call, see all them fucking people shouting on the outside. That is the disruptions that happen. Lower world. I'm talking about lower world, and there's all them people making that noise. But it's like being in the lower world is kind of like, this is going to sound a bit dramatic, but Scorpio is death. It's like being in the land of the dead. That is what I am. I bring people back from, not from the dead, but like from people that are alive that are kind of like not happy, basically. You know what I mean? It's why people come to me depressed, or worse than that, or stagnant. Sometimes it's feeling stuck and lost, and this is where some Divine Masculine, something has happened that kind of has put them into this place. And I know that that's definitely been coming up in people's readings, and it's very interesting actually. But look, magic is going on as well. So I feel that like where Divine Feminines have sensed that in their connections, like if you do have the energy to help with that in the astral realms or the energetic realms, or like if you do shamanic work or something like that, it's like basically you can help by sending love if you feel your twin is going through hell and back, as my clairvoyantly seen that card in that in that sort of twin flame deck where it says I've been through hell and back. But that's what that kind of says to me. It's like, so whether you're divine feminine or divine masculine, it kind of says to me going through a lot of shit, but also trusting that you're going through it for a reason, because this journey is magic, and where you're going through hell, it means heaven's pretty nearby. Oh, that's lovely. That just came out of my mouth. I love it. So that's what I'm getting from that, right? But I think I will read. In fact, you know what? Before I even read, I'm going to read the lower world card, because somebody must need to hear that, because there's been and I've just opened the book right at the page. Thanks for that, Spirit, cutting the time. The lower world holds the hidden treasures of humanity. It's a place of rich and fruitful darkness. See, that's what this full moon's about. That's quite crazy, because Scorpio is going right down to the depths of hell. It's the lower world. A lot of shamans don't even like to go down the lower world. Never mind people. Like, I'm a hardcore warrior shaman. Like, I help people with the dark shit, you know, the curses, that's why I get attacked so much, because I help people with psychic attack, curses, all these words that I never used to like saying, spells, you name it, absolute fuckery. Like, I'll be able to untangle you from that with a bit of magic, right? And if you're a twin flame, I'm specifically here to do that for you. But don't go shouting that about to everyone, right? Or they'll fucking target me again. Not again, it's constantly happening, but I just looked at free when I said it though, so the Ascended Masters are protecting me. Thank you. It is a place of rich and fruitful darkness where we can find the disowned parts of ourselves and abandoned aspects of our psyches. That's what I'm saying, whether you see it as the counselor part of me or the shaman part of me, where people are losing their mind, where people are like losing faith, whether they're losing whatever, you've lost parts of your soul, we go and we gather the lost parts of your soul and put you back together. You know what I mean? So the lower world is a place of our ancestors where we discover the gifts and lessons from the past. And how crazy that that's the question about this. Remember, that was what it is. This is the lessons that, you know, to bring back. Is the realm of the collective unconscious, right? And this is why, primarily, one of the reasons why I am able to do that in such a big way. It is because of where my Pluto and Scorpio is in the house of the collective unconscious. So that's why I'm always helping with the people's hidden fears and hidden desires, bringing that to fruition, and trauma and the hidden stuff in the collective. It's not easy, but someone's got to do it. Here we can meet our demons and transform them into pure energy, our source of personal power. And again, I won't go into too much detail about that because I've got 2 minutes left on the timer, and I thought I was going to be able to get through this, but I've got one more question to go with the cards. I had a shamanic journey about that recently, and it was quite intense. And it was when I was in quite a, like you say, weird energy anyway. But I've done a shamanic journey to clear a bit of energy basically, and I felt that like I'd done a bit of clearing in the lower world for the Twin Flame Collective, for my own journey, and I feel magic coming from it. And again, it's like you don't, oh look, that's a 33 on the card too, and I got drawn to 333, and I always associate that with the very masculine energy. I always associate it with Jesus energy actually. I feel magic is going to come from it, put it that way, and I'll just leave it at that. So it's time to unearth your hidden treasures. Do not make yourself small in order for others to like or accept you. That feels like what I've already channeled with other cards. Bring out the gems and precious stones that you've kept hidden inside your heart, hidden even from yourself. See, this is absolute Scorpio full moon energy. I love this. It's time to honor your past and recast your life as a heroic quest. And that's like when I describe this. As you journey in the lower world, you will be offered all the gifts of your ancestors. Their struggles, the way they hurt, the way they lived, and the way they died will become blessings. I'm going to have to put, this has been about an hour now, isn't it? Well, it's going to be by the time I finish. No, I think it is a bit. I think it must be like 55 minutes. Oh, I don't know, something like that. Oh shit, do you know what, actually I'm going to turn the oven off because that's going to burn. This means something though. It's like, you know, you think you've got more time, but if you leave it, you're going to do more harm than good. Oh god. Right, That's some deep shit, guys. It is, because it's like I'm thinking, oh, it's fine, you know, I'll just leave it. But my baked tatty would have burnt, and it's like I'm not really wanting it to burn, right? But it's the world is all speaking to us, and definitely when you're a shaman, again, that is a shaman thing. But again, like I say, I know a lot of shamans, and they don't notice the synchronicities like I do. Do you know what I mean? Like a lot of them are kind of like, "Fucking hell, is this constant me?" And I'm like, "Yep." Basically, what I'm saying is the world is always speaking to us, and that is, I do feel that's about the twin flames that have been getting a rough time. And it feels specifically divine masculines, I have to say, it feels like, you know, you've been going through a rough time, but you've processed your feelings, and now it is just about pushing through that last bit of fear to express them. And because I did say it feels like it's going to do the connection more harm than good to leave it even longer. That's what it feels like. It's that kind of energy of, right, I'll just wait until this happens, or I'll just wait until that happens, or I'll just wait until I feel a bit better. And again, you've got to use your common sense, your discernment with that, because if you feel like shit, you feel like shit, right? If you're in that bit, if you're still in that bit, then, you know, you got to look after yourself. But also, like, it depends how serious we're talking here, because if somebody really is that stuck, and especially when you're on the twin flame path, that's when, again, you know, you do have to be going and getting help from another person, I personally feel, because that's serious shit. Like, if you're stuck in that kind of energy, it's often does take getting help from someone else. That's why people come to me for that help, that are guided to get that help from me. So if you're somebody that's meant to get that help from me, you'll just know it, you'll feel it, and just know that that is what I deal with the majority of the time when I'm not doing the magic with people. But usually we do have to journey here to get that. And now I need to read that, actually. 33, because I feel that's for both twins, you know what I mean? Because it's interesting. It's like, well, actually, you know, it could be that you divine feminine's journey to the lower world, because perhaps your twin flames taken just about as much as they can, and then you're taking one for the team. That's really funny the way it came through, but I do feel that as well. But again, like I always say, you can't always just like say that when you feel like shit, it's your twin stuff. You'll know though. You personally will know. And if you don't know, then that's when you can book a session. I can help you work out the difference. I've got a unique perspective of talking to that many people over the years, and still that are in different dynamics. I can work out the patterns by talking to different people. That's my bird's eye eagle honoring. It's an honor to have that perspective of this weird magic journey, right? 33. So, but these cards are for both. So either it's something that's put you in here, like, actually, so for me, actually, it was my own, I know it was my own stuff that put me into a bit of a deeper, darker place. And I just had to, it was grief. I just had to honor my grief of lots of different things. But along with that grief and just honoring the trauma in my body and in my soul, there was a lot of magic as well that came about in that time. But in other circumstances, it can be that you're empathizing, you're literally feeling your twin's pain. And the thing that would drive divine feminine's crazy is you may not know what the fucking hell is going on. And notice I said the fucking hell is going on. Do you know what I mean? It's like they literally maybe go through hell and you don't even know what it is. But you do know that there's a magical connection, and you can send them love and pray for them and set intentions that they find their way. But again, if you are somebody that actually can lift people out of the darkness in your magical way, it might be about time you help them do that. And I'm not talking about, if you're guided to send a text being like, hey, are you all right, then fine, do it. But where a lot of twin flames are at, it's you don't want to be taking somebody's life lesson away from them. Because even when we do go down the lower world, it's about believing in someone, believing in their strength and their magic, they're empowering them. Basically what I'm saying is divine masculines as long as they're out of that or coming out of it, you know, they might have not have as much strength as they'd want, but again, isn't that where we're all at a lot of the time? But they can, you know, they can get themselves out of feeling like that, whether that's you or your twin flame, just like you can. Just like I'm just saying, I felt a bit low, but I just rested and now I feel great again. I'm a bit sleepy, but I'm quite excited to get back to work tomorrow, and I'm getting back to work right now. You know what I'm saying? Believe in your own magic, believe in your twin flames magic, believe in the magic of the connection. I love it. Right, so, and also, you know, believe in the fact that, like, if someone really is still stuck in this, that's kind of where I feel, and that's not going to be for everyone, but I felt that message about me needing to turn the oven off before it actually burnt my tea. It's about people dropping their pride actually and being like, do you know what? I'm still not in the best place I want to be in my life, but I need your help. Like, I need your love, I need your strength, I need your support. For some people, it might literally be, I need your help because you're good at helping them with what's going on in their life. That can be the message too, you know, believing in the magic. And that would be something magic for people to drop their pride to ask for help, regardless of sex, because it takes a lot of people a lot to do that. This symbol represents the infinite intelligence of Great Spirit that makes up the fundamental fabric of the universe. We experience the evidence of magic through synchronicity and meaningful coincidence. Like, I bet you anything, me being serendipitously guided to channel this, I'll be answering several people's questions, because it always happens. Like, someone's put questions out, someone's asked for help, especially because there's a full moon about pain and releasing and shedding the old snake skin. This will have given someone the answers they need. So, when magic appears, you're invited to see the world through the eyes of wonder and awe, taking on the innocence of a child who knows that all things are possible. Infinite potential exists in the great mind, and you're being invited to call it in, recognize the dance of synchronistic events, signs, symbols, and omens given to you through the oracle of the ordinary world. It's not a coincidence I was just saying that about all the signs I see, which I give that spiel all the time, but that's why they made me say it, because I was going to read this. This is a sign that spirits remind you that you're the co-creator of your world and a sacred partnership, which is what I was just describing there. You and your twin flame are a sacred partnership. So if someone's in a low place, then it makes sense that the other one can help them. It's still, you know, you still have to get yourself out of it, but the other one can help by holding space. That's what I do in my sessions. I'm holding space for the client. Soul fam client. I don't just like saying client because they're never just clients. I'm close to my clients, to get them, you know, to get themselves out of it. I literally have helped so many people that are in this really devastating, low, dark place in their life, but because I've listened to them and I've helped them, and a lot of time, you know, my Mercury retrograde in Taurus, I come up with unique, oh, there you go, there's my unique thing, unique, practical solutions for their problems. And a lot of the time it is just about me being able to see what somebody can't, like they're lost in the dark, and I come along like the wolf with my torch. Do you know what I mean? Like, follow me, I'll take you back. Actually, that's what I've done in my shamanic journey recently. I'll bring you back up to what I had a vision of for the collective, for a lot of twin flame dynamics, is somebody being lost in the lower world and having to go down and say to them, like, look, you know, you've been down here long enough. It's time you come back up and join us. And I'm not going to say the real world, because I feel the higher dimensions is the real world, but you know what I mean? It's time you come back up. You've been down here too long. And that's the magic of the shamanic journey. If you feel somebody stuck, reach out their soul and say, like, you know, I'm here. Hold out your hand. And then it's amazing how that can actually happen in the physical, if you've put out the intention to help somebody in the spiritual. Your part is to dream, to intend, and to watch for the signs that show you what next action to take. Right now, it appears that you're on the right track to make your dreams come true. Great Spirit is listening and acting on your behalf. Pay attention. Magic gives birth to miracles. So see, and it's even, like you say, I even see it as magic that I've come on and done this, because I know it will be answering someone's prayers. Right, so 35, even if it's just putting you to sleep because you needed some help going to sleep, because a lot of people to me, a lot of people in my group today have said that they were having trouble sleeping. So if that's someone in the soul family, it's probably a lot of us. So, and again, that can be feeling your own stuff, or it can be feeling your twin flame stuff. But really, it's you're both feeling each other's stuff. You're both feeling each other, sitting awake, in the early hours thinking about each other. It's fucking mental, isn't it? You're just like, why don't you just fucking reach out to each other? But it's, you know, it's not always the right time, but sometimes it is the right time. See, there's the coyote medicine talking through me. It's like, well, what are you telling me to do? But that's the point, isn't it? I'm not here to tell you what to do. It's, you need to discern for your own situation. But if you're a divine masculine watching this right now, it's a pretty safe bet that it's time to reach out to your twin flame. Just saying. Unless you are one of the ones that is really stuck down here, then you probably better book a session with me or find some other random shaman on the internet or in person. I don't know. But we want to bring you back to the magic. Sorry, I have to laugh. It's quite funny the way it's coming out. Right, so this is the medicine that the Divine Feminine is bringing back from all the lessons. The medicine wheel is a sacred hoop with the 4 cardinal directions well marked. It represents cycle of life, cycles of nature, circular pattern of the cosmos. It's been used for millennia in indigenous cultures. I'm just being lazy in my words here, to bring harmony and well-being to the village. Its direction symbolizes 4 steps the shaman takes to become a person of power and wisdom. And again, this is particularly scarily accurate for me, having went through all of that. But it never stops, by the way. It might be finished for me, but it never stops. That's always going on. To manifest clear blue skies in your life, it's important that you take a look at certain aspects of your being, enter the medicine wheel from the south, and reflect on how you're still clinging to events from the past. How crazy is this? Because this is actually this is the spread that I'm reading. Continue to the west and notice which relationships are toxic and drain your energy. I've literally went through all of this. Step into the north and ask yourself, do I know my passion and show up to it? Well, I am, now that I'm owning it and I'm sharing for the twin flames, about the twin flames, because really I'm only here to help. That's right, the twin flames. End at the east direction, visualizing how you want to live the next chapter of your life. It is up to you how much time you spend in each direction, minutes, days, or months. But when you're done, make sure to step outside the wheel and contemplate your journey. That feels like it's mirroring what I said about divine masculines. Once you've been visualizing, imagining, setting intentions, thinking about how you want to do something, then you need to take action. You know what I mean? Because that can be the divine masculine's feminine side of being in the feelings. Because divine masculines are very, very in their feminine energy, opening up to their feelings, having very intense heart awakenings. Right, and so number 1, my alarm's going to go off in a minute. So this is where divine masculines are at, or your divine masculine side. The ancient ones are the shamans of old who defeated death and escaped from the tyranny of time. The ancient ones walked the earth like us in flesh and bone. Now they reside in infinity and can counsel us after we say yes to our calling. This is exciting. This is where divine masculines are at. I'm saying yes to the journey. I'm saying yes to my twin flame journey. Like I'm saying, and it's not just about the romance. It's about, I'm saying yes to my calling. It just so happens that your twin flame is part of your calling. They are your energy. I don't know how much I have to say this. Yes, it's magic and weird and hell on earth at times, but it's heaven on earth too. And that's what the new earth is all about, creating heaven on earth. And you can only truly do that, well, to the maximum effect when you're with your twin flame. You can be really happy before they come, but you're going to be like 10 times happier on cloud 9 when they're at, or cloud fucking 500, I don't know. They are available to help us attain our full realization. Wow, that's intense, right? My alarm's going to go off. The ancient ones invite you to reach to the future to help birth a new destiny for the earth. Go ahead, find out who you're becoming 10,000 years from now. How weird is that? I just said that about, I didn't say 10,000, but if you accept the invitation, great power and blessings will come your way and allow you to craft a new destiny for yourself. Do not hesitate to bite off more than you can chew, because you have unlimited spiritual resources available right now. And boom, the alarm's going to go off. See what I mean? Time's up, divine masculines. That's what that means. You can't write this shit. I gave it, see how much I'm giving extra time, and it's like time's up, time's up, time's up. Crazy. Right, so we've got 1 question left. And I turned oven off, so it's all good. But it's quite interesting that the synchronicity of Mercury retrograde delaying things and slowing things down causing annoyances with the coyote card. It's all meant to be. Right, this card, right, so the first card that comes out is Divine Feminine. The card in the East represents your possible destiny, the way that you will share your treasures and gifts with others. What card do we need? I'm going to put magic back so it comes out. What card have we got for Divine Feminines for that one? This one. Taming the Wind, 55. 5 is change, so 55 is big change. Divine Masculines card. Oh, too many. Divine Masculines card is the, oh crap. Oh fucking hell, man. Look how scary that card is it? Like, okay, I'm a bit gobsmacked. Right, I'm sorry, it's just the synchronicities with the cards that have come out for other twin flames is really pretty, and myself is pretty crazy. Right, okay, so what number's that? 14. Good Lord. Right, 55. See, before I even read that, right, because this is on the Divine Masculine side, I really do feel it's a handprint on her mouth. So it doesn't matter that this is a woman, right? It could be karmic influences where distorted feminines have had an impact on Divine Masculines. Or if, you know, if it's two men that we're dealing with here, whoever, change the gender, but it doesn't always need to be romantic, but it often is. It can be family members, it can be friends. It can be friends too, actually. That's interesting because I've seen a synchronicity about that today. About, you know, Divine Masculines could have female friends that are saying things to them, throwing them off the scent, but it could be that they're in love with the Divine Masculine. Do you know what I mean? That is possible. The same with Divine Feminine. It could be like, I've told stories about that before that happened with a client, where like a man was saying to my female client something, I don't know, something to put her off her twin flame. But actually it was like, I was like, that your friend fancies you, like her male friend fancied her, like, you know what I mean? It was trying to move her away from twin flame. So I don't know, that must be the case for someone. It won't be everyone, but yeah, I really am getting that from that card. That's about that, is, you know, the gift that Divine Masculines are given is that they've went through these difficult situations, some for many, many years. And it wouldn't have all been bad, you know, some of it will have been amazing, stuff will have come from different karmic connections. And it's really that's really lovely, actually, because as difficult as these situations are and connections, and there can be a lot of pain, you know, for definitely for Divine Masculines, but there can be a lot of pain for karmic partners as well, especially where like there's families involved on both sides, or kids involved with some people, or whatever it is, you know, hurt people. And, you know, it's not, I'm not a fan of the of all karmics getting labeled as being these big bad people, because it's not always the case, but a lot of times it can, I have to say. Like a lot of times, like some real shitty stuff goes down, right? But usually it's because they've went down to, which is what came up in something I was doing recently anyway, I put the card back, the lower world, you know what I mean? And then look, that card was on the top again, completion. But it's like, I feel that's over now, you know? So I feel like wherever people have been really shitty to one another, like karmic people, not just romantic, family, friends, whatever, it's like, it felt like a bit of a curse for Divine Masculine energies, whether you're a man or a woman, whatever you identify as. And actually for I know Divine Feminines have went through this as well. You know, it can feel like, wow, why the fuck? It's kind of like what I'm saying is, it's like you're awakening from a date, like, what, how did I just allow myself to be treated like that for all that time? But that's what's completing now. That's what's completing, you know, it's over. With the full moon in Scorpio, it's fucking rough, you know, you're exhausted, painful, but you're over the worst of it. And it's kind of like, and then look at the snake as well, as that's representative of the transformation, transmuting energy, the strong sexual pull of twins right now, which sexual energy is extremely strong for healing as well. But that's what I feel, that ironically the gift that Divine Masculine is bringing is all the lessons and the wisdom that they've acquired from everything that they've went through. That's really intense, but that's actually really, honestly, very similar to the chat that I give to all my clients when they say, how did I not see this before? How have I allowed myself to be treated like that? And again, remember, I'm saying, how have I allowed myself to be treated like this? That's basically what I'm saying, is that's when you take your power back, when you don't stay in the victim mode and you realize that you did allow yourself to be in this, whether it's through people pleasing, codependency. I mean, I have to say, it can also be when people are manipulating you to stay in difficult situations, with all the different ways that people do that. It's not always, it's not always easy to just get out of certain situations for various different reasons, for lots of different twin flames that I spoke to. But whatever it is, it's like I really do feel a lot of these situations have either already come to an end or they're coming to an end. And it's because both people want peace. The twin flames want peace, but also the karmic partners want peace. And actually everybody deserves happiness. So I like that. It feels a bit Mary Poppins and too good to be true, but that's how it's coming through. So let's see what it says now. Right, so the card in these represents your possible destiny, the way that you will share your treasures and gifts with others. So this is Divine Feminine's one. Here, the feather, a symbol that is used in clearing ceremonies for smudging, reminds you of the sacred commitment you make to this life. This is a symbol of consciously bringing the spiritual into the material, infusing the world with reverence of an acknowledgement of the higher planes of existence that influence and animate all life. The feather is a symbolic reminder of deliberately entering into a partnership with Great Spirit to co-create for the highest good of all. Right, guys, I actually nearly felt like crying there. That was so beautiful, because it really did feel like, and before I even read this, you know what I'm saying? It's like all the lessons that have been learned by Divine Feminine, Divine Masculine, and the karmics involved in this. It doesn't mean you need to be best friends with your karmic partner, whether it's like exes or present lovers you're parting from or want to part from, or family members that have been difficult, or friends that have been difficult. What it means is you've all learned your lessons and you just want peace. And sometimes that can be away from each other. And I know there's a shitload of people in my life that I want them to be happy, I want peace, but I don't want them anywhere near me. Do you know what I'm saying? It is possible to love people from afar, is what I'm saying. But what this is about is it's about wanting the highest good for all involved. Not just you and your twin flame. It's like wanting everybody. That's what I always pray for. For the twins when I'm helping them, for my own situation, is I want this just all to work out. There's that crap, I put it back, but like magic. Like I want it all to just work out like magic. And we're all happy. So it's time to clear your energy. Be present and become conscious of how you communicate. This is interesting, because I literally did walk about and clear my whole house. Like I smudged my whole house yesterday. So, and I don't do that every day. Like I smudge myself, but I was guided to smudge the whole house. This is a good time to write in a journal and put your thoughts in a cohesive form. Perhaps you need to actually do a smudging ceremony. Oh my God, didn't know I was going to say that. I didn't read on. In your home or office, creating a sacred space to write about your dreams and desires. Just remember that when Taming the Wind appears as a symbol, is a time to honour the Great Spirit with reverence and respect. Right, now let's read the curse. Getting chills in my head. I can't believe that came out. It's yeah. Right, so this feels an important message for a lot of twin flames. I'm going to be honest. I don't know. The thing, it's a bit frustrating because I don't know how many people are actually going to find it and need it, but I'll trust that people find it in time when they need it. So bear in mind, this is about the gifts that you're bringing to the world. So the gift the Divine Feminine is bringing to the world is that you clear energy. You bring about situations for the highest good of all. So it's not just you. It's not just your twin flame. It's not just you and your twin flame locking yourselves away and being on heaven and earth, getting it on all the time and, being in a wee bubble. It will be like that too. And it is like that for twin. I'm laughing about the person that updated me recently as well. It's about well, that card said reuniting, whatever it said, bringing the spiritual and the material together. That is divine feminine, divine masculine. Divine masculine's clearing the way in the material, divine feminine's clearing the way in the spiritual, the meet in the middle, the meet in the middle world. And it kind of reminds me like the divine masculine's been in the lower world. That's why they're bringing the gift of the curse. And divine feminine's been up in the higher realms and they're meeting in the middle, It's pretty beautiful what's coming through here. So the curse refers to the limiting stories of our ancestors and the karma from former lifetimes, but that can be the past life as in what divine masculine has just went through or still going through for some. From former lifetimes that preordains events of our lives. It is the source of negative patterns and it can show up as disease, a destructive force, or blockage to our creative energy. Because remember, this isn't the karmic connections, curses, whatever, aren't just a block to your twin flame. It's a block to your own creativity. So there can be things that divine masculine is wanting to do in their lives that aren't happening because of being around situations that aren't good for them. And when you're with your twin flame, you soar. Like both twins soar. That isn't just like one twin, like both twins soar if it is your twin flame. That's why so many energies try to stop you coming together. The curse holds us hostage to a false story that we confuse for reality. Recognizing the original wound that's playing out in our life can heal it. And again, a lot of divine masculines, whether you're a woman or a man, again, because remember, a lot of my clients are women, stay in particular romantic relationships because of low self-worth, low self-esteem. Sometimes it can just be people getting into things when they're too young and staying out of loyalty. Staying for the kids, again, is something that comes up all the time with people. But again, most of us are wise enough to know that none of that stuff works. It's you've got to have a strong foundation of love for something to be built and a healthy relationship and have true happiness to come about. And kids need an example of stability and true happiness, and they can tell when people aren't happy, basically. But the false story and confusing reality, that's where divine masculines have been, whether you're a man or a woman or whatever you identify as. And so when you recognize, the limiting belief or the original wound, as this says, that, why did I allow myself to stay stuck in this? You can probably recognize where it would come from your childhood, or it may be past lives. If you can't recognize and you had an amazing childhood, then it's probably a past life, because past lives are very real. Anyway, it's time to recognize the source of your limitations. Did your grandparents live with a mindset of scarcity? Did you inherit genes for heart disease? Were you a slave or a master in a past life? This karmic legacy is ready and waiting to be seen, to be untangled and to be released. And again, this is what I do in sessions for people. They're fucking heavy. And those clearing generational ancestor stuff is actually a package. It's done over 4 sessions because it takes ages. I did do that for some people for hours, but it was just draining all my energy. So I had to separate it up. The karmic legacy is ready and waiting to be seen and untangled and to be released. And remember, I always use that as I always say, I untangle people from fuckery. Do you mean, because it is what I do. Honor the players and their stories. Oh, I love that. Forgive everyone and everything. Craft a new life course for yourself. Right. This is worth me getting my tea a bit later, because this has actually been a lovely channeling about forgiving everyone. Forgive yourself, forgive your twin flame if you haven't already done that. Forgive the karmic partners, no matter how dramatic things have gotten. And if it's still dramatic and there's still major gossip and pain and trying to make someone's life hell or controlling them or stopping them from going towards where they want to go towards or who they want to go towards, if you're somebody watching this and you can see all that going on, or you're in it, go and find help from somebody that actually can get you out of that. And if you've come across me, I can help people with that. I'm not afraid to go into the lower world, into the shit, into the darkness, to help people work that stuff out, whether that is with counselling, whether that is shamanic healing. I'm always doing shamanic healing. Nobody deserves to be in that, including the karmic partners, you know what I mean? So yeah, honor the players and their stories. It's about seeing that it's all divinely directed, and they're a player in a story. You're a player in a story. Your twin flames are a player in the story, and it's just it's a big mystery being unraveled, and it feels like a lot of people are getting to the completion of the story. And it doesn't need to be that you and your twin flame run off and fuck everyone else, you know what I mean? It's like it might be like that for a bit, but there can be a happy endings for all involved if you want that to be that. And like I say, I certainly want it to be that for all twin flames. I want it to be that everybody could come out of this and see, wow, that was hard, but I can see why everything's happened the way it's meant to. Because you live and you learn. Forgive everyone and everything. Craft a new life course for yourself. Right. I'm going to leave it at that because that was pretty heavy. So will we pull one more? I can't help myself. I've seen if I've not got another deck from in my bed. Right, give us one card, Spirit, to really hammer home what people needed to know. Earth. Well, instantly what comes to me, and it may be that wait a minute, what did I say today? 15th, 17th. Something may be happening on the 17th for someone watching this. It's the 15th today, isn't it? Oh God, and it's the 14th on that card. The curse card was the 14th and this is the 17th. So some heavy, oh wow, yeah, so some heavy shit may have been coming to the surface on the 14th of May for some people. And the 17th could see a bit of something coming about in the physical. That's not going to be relevant for everyone, but that's just what I'm getting. Right, and it might, and again, it's because the complete look, that's a bit of a scary card too. I didn't notice it on the actual card, but it's when I looked in the book, it's like, that's a bit creepy. It's intensity, the eyes, all the cards, all these cards have intense eyes, and that's Scorpio. That's twin flames, actually. What I've noticed is all twin flames have intense eyes. Like, and even if you and your twin flame have got different coloured eyes, I bet you've got intense eyes. Like, that's what I've noticed. Earth represents the gift of life. The symbol in this card refers to the body, the planet Earth, the human body, and nature herself. We're reminded by the symbol that all creatures are born of the earth, and human beings are the stewards of life on this planet. It refers to what we make of it, our health, wealth, security, grounding, solidity, and stability. I've just realised as well, Taurus season, Earth. It reminds us that the world of form is a gift from spirit and needs to be treated with respect. When the earth symbol appears, it represents a need to focus on reverence and appreciation for natural gifts that are coming to you now and always. The concrete world you inhabit is there by the grace of spirit, and you're part of it. Much can be accomplished now when you focus on compassionate, reverent service to the world. I love this because this is actually what I'm doing right now from my bed. This is my compassionate service to the world. All done from my bed. Love it. If you act with integrity, gratitude, and humility, hopefully I have come across as that. That's what I would always like to come across with. You will find yourself more prosperous than you can imagine. Well, that would be nice too, just saying. Success is assured when the earth appears as an invitation. But like I say, I really do feel that is about bringing what is in spirit, like what is whirling about in the visualizing and the manifesting, all these different words you want to use, worlds, these magical worlds, the shamanic world, is about bringing it down to earth now in reality. I think for all the hard work that Twin Flames has put in with the lower world, the Divine Masculine going through the lower world crap and Divine Feminine going through that as well, but Divine Masculine really going through it in the material and the earth, and Divine Feminine putting on all the magic and the shamanic work and or whatever magic you do your own way. This needs to come in the earth now, you know, that happiness is heaven on earth. It's the new earth. We're creating the new earth. And like I say, there's going to be something significant about the 17th there for someone. I can actually think of someone I know it's their birthday, actually. That's just reminded me. I can think of a couple of special ladies actually that have a birthday on that day. Interesting. Right, guys, sending you lots of love, and yeah, I'm just sending you lots of love, and I'm away to get my tea And I'll try and get back to the twin flame check-ins tomorrow, all being well. But if not, you got this. So yeah, if you'd like to book a personal session, the details will be below at some point. But yeah, see you later.